Good evening everyone and welcome to another tournament stream, the last stream of the spring season. It's going to be so unreal, but we are finishing it off with the grand finals on the NA server and that's definitely going to be lots of fun. So let's go to the garage. The room invite will be up in not all too long and then we will see how things will be going. Let's quickly have a look. This is where we're going to go to. We have Pincer versus Premo, Rain in third place and Hated in fourth. And Pincer versus Premo, it's kind of like, it's sort of unreal because we had ID win in Asia, they're an old champion. We have Legion win in EU, they're an old champion. Mercy won on RU, they're an old champion as well. It is the battle of the old champions. And with Premo and Pincer, when I first started streaming tournaments, it was exactly the same thing for them. So it's a very unreal situation. I'm actually very much looking forward to these battles and seeing what's going to happen. It is very early in the morning for me. Just so you know, I apologize for any brain derps that I might have. I have had 9 streamings in the last 4 days and, well, this is the 9th to be fair, but still. It's kind of breaking me up. Basically, everything has been stream, sleep, eat, repeat. And I'm always glad when this is over and I can go back to having a relatively normal life and just having time to myself again, having weekends and all of that, because in the tournament season that is not really the case. And that has a lot to do with my wanting to stream NA as well. And I'm not saying this to make you pity me. I don't. Because I do this. I make the choice to do this and I absolutely love doing it. But like I said, I'm always also happy when it's over and I can go back to having actual weekends and whole nights of sleep and stuff. But it's definitely going to go out with a bang because Premo vs Pincer, that is a classic. And like I said, the other servers have been very weird in the same effect. It's been like this on all the servers and it's just so awesome to see. Because it's like not something that people can plan. So we have Premo already completely there. Droodles on the other side, now carrying a void tag on Pincer. We are going to get Fishy in the room at some point as well. Just under 4 minutes left to go before we go into the match, not the map. And I'm going to show you the map. That is why I was derping in my speech. You have 3 bases on Vineyards, as that is the first map that we're going to go to. And you have base A and B closer to their respective spawns. And then you have base C in the city. It's a little bit more to the back than where it shows now. But I've not yet seen an updated image and I've not yet replaced it with one. So basically that is the map that we are starting on. I absolutely love this map. I loved it more when it had the different lighting settings because it actually made the map more unique. Now it's daytime and that's a bit boring. But still, it is a nice map with lots of, well, not necessarily nooks and crannies, but hills and ridge lines and everything to work. And that is something I very much enjoy when I play. So this is one of my favorite maps in the game. So that is where we are starting. And we have little less than 3 minutes left to go now. So still plenty of time, but both teams are completely ready. And we see that Premo has readied up with an E5, 4 IS4s, a Sheridan and an E100. And they're going to go up against 2 IS4s, a 268, 2 E5s and 2 Sheridans. Very different lineups, much more mobility on Pincer's side. But the IS4 has proven itself to be a very worthy adversary in any lineup. So I'm not really surprised we see a bunch of them with Sander in the Sheridan, basically to run around in camp bases probably. But with Pincer having 2 of those, he will need to be more careful because the chances of him being chased by 2 Sheridans is of course very, very present. 2 minutes left to go before we go into the game. And then we'll see what happens. This is the part where we always have to be a little bit patient because everyone is ready except for the game. This is also the boring part because nothing has happened yet, so I can't really talk yet about all the things that have happened. But I can tell you that this is a best of 9. It means that everyone, the team that reaches 5 victories first, will be the grand champion of the spring season for the NA server. And the scores have been a bit all over the place. Asia, I actually forgot, this is the brain derp going on. But RU, we had Mercy win from 7 Star. 7 Star, the Twister champion from last year. And they lost 5-0. So that is a complete walkover. And then we have on EU, we had Legion win from EG with 5-1. So that's also quite a massive monster score. The game that EG won was the first game. And to be fair, it was my favorite game of the whole evening. But just the way that Legion then basically returned fire, absorbed the pushes and everything. It was beautiful to see. So I'm really hoping and have high hopes for the games here. Because it's definitely going to be fun. Especially with a classic like this. Premo versus Pincer. That is how it all began for me with the NA server. I didn't really know the players much at all. But I was streaming it. And didn't know the clans either. This was just basically the main 2 clans on the NA server at the time. Now of course we have Rain. And we have some more competitive clans around and everything. But they're still the main families of the game. And that's always been particular really, because I think NA more than any other server has those big clan families where people are affiliated with each other. But here we go. I've managed to babble away the last remaining 2 minutes and we go into the first match of this best of 9. Primo all carrying, oh no, except, technically carrying different avatars. Pincer carrying the exact same one. And then we'll see. It would help if we load into the game. And there we go. This does look so good on the E100. E100 is one of those tanks where a lot of camos don't really look good. But on Cora's E100 that one looks just fine. And we have Tanner going into base B. And it looks like it will be Tankkiller that is going to cap. Or maybe not, because we have the Sheridans rushing in. Oh, massive hits into Tanner there. But External is being punished just the same. Very forwards move. And now they're capping base A. Samuel also losing a little bit of HP, as does Chipotle. But very aggressive gameplay by Pincer here. And now base A is being kept again. And Tanner is not going into base B. I think because if he were to move into it right now, they have tanks in the ruins. And that will allow them to decap it. Tommy with Conky and Komi and Conky against even Steven here. We see some more HP being lost. But that was a very aggressive beginning. And Pincer is just... They have the base advantage here. Not necessarily the gun advantage, but the HP advantage is near next to nothing. But if you look at the HP that has been lost on both sides, that is pretty big. Tantan taking some hits there. But this is where the main action is at the moment. And I kind of want to show you everything. We have External at the back, basically just hiding, staying safe. Kura taking it here. Kura making it as well. Pincer is pushing on one side. Kura is going up into the ruins. And that might not be the best of things to do. There goes Tantan. Zaitu not looking too healthy either. Even Steven losing more HP. That shot actually missed by the 268. But Pincer has a definite advantage here. Chipotle taking a hit, even if External missed. Tankkiller is being massacred here. Not sure why he exposed himself like that. Tanner has been taken out. Chipotle has been taken out. Premo is losing guns left and right. Pincer is definitely bringing it today. Big hit into Kora. Kora missing. External still alive. And basically, there goes even Steven. Kora in a tricky position here. being taken out. Base B is now being kept, even though they really do not need to. Samuel taking shots from Tommy here. And we have Rob as the other last remaining Primo member left alive. Not going to survive for long, even though he might kill external. No, he doesn't even get the chance to do that. And there goes Samuel as well. And the game is over, and the first game is for Pincer. Very aggressive gameplay. It's a 7-0 even. That is evil. But what a game to start the grand finals with. So in 1 minute and 40 seconds we get to go into the second match. There is Fishy just checking that he is indeed there. If you haven't subbed to him, definitely do. He has played the competitive scene himself, so he knows what he's talking about. And we see now that Primo has ready up with 4 IS-4s, 2 E100s this time, and a Sheridan. And they're going to go up against an E100, 2 E5s, 2 Sheridans, an IS-4 and a T22 medium. So let's see what's going to happen. In just over a minute we get to go into the game. Both teams are completely ready again. And no real pressure just yet. Like I said, the team that reaches 5 victories first is the team that wins. So anything can still happen at this stage. And then we'll see in a couple of battles what the score is. Like, as a streamer, I'm always hoping for tiebreakers. And I hope that it goes up evenly. Ooh. People are being exchanged. 35 seconds left to go. And then we see the second match. That last game, though, if that is basically the tone set for the next couple of matches, that means that they will definitely be very quick games. And that's something that we have noticed. Most of the games in the finals that we've seen today have been pretty quick. Not so much patient gameplay, but more like just pushing in relatively quickly on one side. And capitalizing on any mistake the enemy does. And let's see. I do love the difference in lineups here. But all the IS-4s could not save Primo last match. And let's see what's going to happen. We have the Sheridan Tanner running towards the city. While on the other side, the Sheridans are spreading out. And it's actually Zaitu that is moving into base B. Base A is going to be looked at. And we see Tanner already losing a chunk of health there. As does Rob. Before External pulls back a little bit. And aside from not even having the HP advantage here, despite those shots, they do have a base advantage though. And we see a missile flying over. But there's another hit into them. And that shot hit the ground as well. But we have Zaitu being relatively forward. And we see some HP being lost on both sides here. Even Steven getting tracked by a missile. But it not really doing any damage yet. Base C has been capped. This means that Primo has a definite advantage here. Especially when that missile does pan. They did lose some more HP for that. HP wise it is negligible now, the difference. But with Primo having those two bases, the pressure is on Pincer to do something, to either steal a base or make a move. None of the tanks are alone here though. Doomy in a pretty forwards position, losing HP for that. And at the moment, Pincer can't really do much. They can't really get either base. We see a line of fire happening. Blind fire, but no one is there. And they have to be careful, because with the Sheridans being so juicy, those IS-4s are there to react. So if you want to take base A, it has to be done fast and pretty stealthily. Now we see that external Pincer is making a move around base C. But this is a tricky thing to do. And they're pushing both sides. Base C is being taken. And base A is being pushed as well. Conky is in trouble though. He's going to get shot even just to reset. Or maybe he's not. No, he actually manages to get the base. And base A is being left alone. Pincer moving into the city to take out these tanks. Trying to get that point difference back by making the kills. Rob still alive for another reload. Tantan taking another hit. There goes Rob. Base B is now being taken. Komi is being rushed. But there goes Tantan. Base C is contested. They will need to take the bases and keep the bases here. Chipotle now getting shot from multiple sides. And we have Tommy going to help Komi along with external. Chipotle now almost gone. That missile hitting the building instead of a tank. There goes Doomy. Tanner losing a lot of HP very fast. And there goes Komi. Chipotle is gone. And it is 5 versus 4, but Tankila is not looking too healthy. Tanner is almost gone. Even Steven not looking too healthy either. And they're getting in each other's way, which is definitely helpful for Pincer, but we are 980 points. Base C is being contested. They need to get base A and they need to get it fast. And now, with even Steven gone, there's only 2 tanks left. Base B is being contested. This is a tricky thing. If external dies, now he resets the base. 945. We have Tommy that is taking base A. 885 points. Big hit into Conky there. And external has to make the shots count. But no, they get that base. And that is so important. Ghost Ranger. Basically, external has to survive. Ghost Ranger has to die. And Cora needs to get that kill. But the Sharon is so much more. And actually Pincer makes it on points with that last kill. Even if Cora takes out external, it's to no avail. The second game is for Pincer too. And what an exciting match that was. So close. Absolutely love it. Pramo almost had it. Had they survived just that tiny bit longer, they would have had it. But Pincer took it home. This is the Pincer that we've been seeing since the beginning of the season. They've not shown it every day, but this is the shape that they're in now. And that's definitely a Pincer to be reckoned with. Wow. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the second map of this best of 9, and we are moving on to Blackpool Field. This is Blackpool. We have 3 bases. Base A, the map base. Base B in the middle of the road, and base C behind the buildings. It is not easy to dominate and keep 2 bases on this map, mainly because of the positions and the lines of fire that are into it. And we'll just have to see what they do on it. Just over a minute left to go. Premo has now readied up with 5 IS-4s. We're getting more and more every battle just about. And a Sheridan and an E100, and they're going to go up against an E100, an E5, 3 IS-4s, a Sheridan and a T22 medium. So mobility advantage again on Pincer's side, and that might be something that Premo is underestimating, especially for a map like Black Goldfield, to be fair. But also on Vineyards, the fact that those 2 Sheridans could relocate that fast is what won Pincer the game last match. Not just taking out the tanks, but the decap on base B earlier and the cap on base A, that made all the difference. Having tanks to run around is very important. They do have, of course, Tanner in the Sheridan, but overall, with the E5 and the Sheridan and the T22 medium, Pincer does have the more mobile team. And here we go, countdown clock has begun, and we are going into the 3rd match of this best of 9 matchup. And let's see what happens. And it's just, like I said, I've basically said this every stream today. These are the games you do it for. They're interesting. They're relatively high paced, but they're just so good. And let's see. And we have Pramo focusing on the base C side. We see Pincer going towards base A. Tanner there to hold them though. Even Steven going up to the ledge near base B to have a look. Zaituna moving in. We see a missile. It does hit, I think, but it didn't pen. And now base A being taken. Tanner going around the back, running off. Blind shot happening into a bush where there is no tank. And base C is being taken, but Pincer will have a point advantage here. And we have Zaitu looking up and over. And basically base B here is the odd one out, and it is currently unprotected at all. And even Steven is making use of that. Knowing it's a risk, not knowing where the rest of Pincer is. But they're doing it. And by the looks of it, he will manage to get it without any competition. And that means that Pramo will have a definite advantage here. We see Pramo moving into the hills towards base A here. And that means that actually some tanks are pretty much being left alone, and that could be very tricky. External running off. Base A is going to be taken. There's a lot of Pramo tanks there. And basically this will allow for Pincer to make a move on the other side. Zaitu moving alongside the buildings, potentially going to take a big hit here. But no, Korma is not focused on him. He is focused on all the way over there, tank killer. But base B is now being taken, as is base C. But Tommy will need some backup with all of Pramo there. Base A has been taken, but we basically see a turnaround in caps. Because now Pramo took the base from Pincer, and Pincer took the bases from Pramo. Tommy being relatively forward is Zaitu losing a big chunk of health. Pincer will need to play it defensively, or more defensively than they are doing now. Komi is moving in, and that's going to be a big hit into even Steven, but he does take one in turn. We have External moving in, landing a big one into Tantan. Tommy is the first one out. Base B is being capped again. Even Steven is almost gone. Tantan taking another hit. And another one. All of Pincer is moving in. Tantan has been taken out. Both teams have lost a gun. But Conky and even Steven are not looking healthy. There goes even Steven. And there goes Conky. And basically we're entered an early brawl stage. Rob is being murdered, but Zaitu is gone first. External not looking too healthy, being taken out next. It is 3 versus 4 now. But Pramo has all the advantages in points, in HP, in bases, in guns, in everything. And Doomy can't really do much here. There goes Tank Killer with the flying turret. Komi is next in line. And actually taken out by a missile, and now only Doomy is left. And even if he caps space B, it is to no avail. He might get another shot in. But that's about it, and actually, there you go. He survives, and this is the first game for Pramo. And this was, I thought Pramo would have thrown it by going to base A like that and handing over their bases. But with Pincer pushing right into them, Pramo took it home. Amazing. 1.5 minutes left to go before we go into the 4th match of this best of 9. And anything can still happen. Pramo getting ready in an E5, 4 eyes, 4 is a Sheridan and an E100. So now taking a little bit more mobility and going against an E100, 2 E5s, 3 eyes, 4s and a Sheridan. Funny thing is that last Twister we had a very boring lineup of just tossing some 215Bs, some T22s for some Foshes and maybe an extra tank. And it looks to be that we're getting a little bit similar now this season. Because the last few stages we've mostly seen Sheridans, T22s, IS4s and E5s. Potentially linked up with either an E100 or a mouse. The heavy meta is definitely here. But so far it is definitely the Ice Force that are dominating the whole season. So, half a minute left to go. I see someone asking if this stream is also available on the World of Tanks Blitz website. No, it is not. There's only one coin stream per day. And today that is Droodle's stream. So that is basically it. You can only watch me through YouTube, and same with Fishy. And here we go. The countdown clock has begun. We are going into the 4th match. And we'll have a look at what's going on, what's going to happen. If Premo can continue this wave. And here we go. Ludwig is also saying he's actually watched more Asia NNA. That's because you're awake at the weirdest times though. And here we go. And let's see what Premo is doing. And Premo is going a bit every which way, with Tenor heading around the back towards base C. Which is a good call, because that is not where Pincer is going. Pincer is going base A side again. And now we have External waiting. They're basically waiting for a move to be made. Even Steven again overlooking and protecting base B. Tenor realizing that there's no one there, heading towards base C. And potentially giving Premo an early base advantage here and an early point advantage. There we go. It is hard to language when you're this tired. And we have the rest of Premo and Pincer both moving in from on both sides. The K is being taken. And we have an IS-4. Oof. Tommy losing a bit of HP there. And the E5. And we see Premo reacting by pulling back. That is a wide move. They don't need to take any chances. Commie lands a big hit there though. And Tommy has to be careful. He is being looked at by Samuel. And he misses that shot. And he loses some HP. Even though 3 shots only lost him 1 shot of HP. So that's not too bad. And we see External at the back heading towards center. Conky getting tracked. We have Commie moving in, losing some HP as he crosses over. I'm going to move back a little bit, mainly because I want to see the lines of fire on both sides. Conky losing HP, even Steven getting shot at. Commie losing a lot of HP, as does Conky. Basically, Pincer is pushing, but they're losing a lot of HP and not taking enough HP as it is. Reich getting shot at, but Conky is the first one out. And there goes Reich. Tantan, now the next target. That bounced though. And then External, basically ramming people and getting shot at, is not too good for his HP. Tantan is the next one out. But there goes Commie, and that's another big gun. Zaitu now pretty much alone. And Pincer will have to make a choice to either help their teammate, because Zaitu can't survive this for all too long, or to focus on the IS-4 behind them, and they decide to go in and help their teammate. Even Steven. Did he just ram himself to death? I think he did, didn't he? Tanner almost gone. Taking a big hit into External though. But External will reload faster, there we go. Tommy not looking too healthy either. Base A being stolen. Tommy has been taken out. It is 3 versus 3. HP wise though, Premo has a definite advantage. And they're not shooting the same target. There we go. Doomy wasting precious time not shooting the target that he should be shooting. Rob taking another hit. We see a missile flying, hitting Cora. But that is not the gun that you want taking out. You want Doomy. Or rather you want External. And in this case they're all waiting. Samuel is trying to draw him out. And he is taken out. And now Doomy is the last one alive. And that means that the second game on Blackpool Field is also going to Premo. This is actually lovely to see, because Cora is doing his best to protect Rob. He does not succeed, but Dumi has pretty much no chance of surviving this, especially not with Samuel now capping base A again. They're not taking any chances. Pramo is making sure that this will be their victory. Big hit into Dumi there. Base A has been capped. Samuel can move in at ease and see if he can get that kill. He is not a one-shot anyway. And there we go. Dumi is taken out by Cora. And Pramo wins their second game, and we are at 2-2 now. Whoop whoop. Four and a half minutes. That is one of the longer games that we've had so far today on all servers, to be fair. And we are moving into the third match, which is Dynasty Sprawl. Dynasty Sprawl is like this. You have 3 bases. 1 base in the city square, 1 base between the buildings, and 1 base in a park zone. I still call this the panda map. There is a panda in here if you look at it. And basically we generally see some super heavies around here. But I see that so far we see 2 E100s on Pincer's side and a mouse on Pramo's side. This is the map where earlier today we saw 4 mice being taken by one team and 3 being taken by the other team. And it was one of the weirdest, well, it was 2 of the weirdest matches I've ever seen, to be honest. So in just over a minute we get to go into the 5th game of this best of 9. And we have Pincer now completely ready up in 2 E100s, 4 IS-4s and 1 Sheridan. And they're going to take it up against 4 IS-4s, a Sheridan and 2 mice. So that is pretty much the only difference, is that Pincer is going with E100s and Primo is going with mice. Other than that, it is exactly the same lineup. And the function of the tanks is the same. But mice are slower, but can get around easier. And of course E100s are more... E100s can get around easier, but they can get shot easier. So that is the weakness of the E100 versus the strengths of the mouse. The speed though might make a big difference here. Even though the map is relatively small, we've seen earlier today how much of a difference it can make. 14 seconds left to go before we go into the 5th match. And here we go. Let's see. I really need to play the game again. I've not played it in a couple of days, and that means that I do not have that mastery avatar. And I kind of really want it because it does look fancy. And as a proper gold noob, I do need it. I do need it. So let's see. Is Prema going to continue this streak? Or is Pincer grabbing it back? We have Ghost Ranger going alone towards base C. Not going to meet anyone there. He is going to spot first. But External is actually heading towards base A. And with that, they should know no one is going for C. And immediately, I love this. You see Ghost Ranger responding, dropping down, going into base C. And I wonder if even Steven is going to try and attempt to cap base B. And he is. And that will give them a big advantage, even with Pincer now capping base A and capping it quickly. If even Steven manages to get the base, which might have been helped by External missing that missile shot. No, he is reset and he loses some more HP. But we have the mice now moving in. On the back we see IS-4s rotating around. But base C has been capped, and it has been capped just a little bit earlier. So Pincer has a slight point advantage. Slight though it may be though. And now we have Pincer holding the area around base A. Even Steven again attempting to move in, especially as External loses a lot of health and has moved away. And if they get this, they will have a massive advantage because they already have a near 4k. They have a 4k HP advantage here. The mice are moving in. Even Steven pushing as well. Conky not looking too healthy, basically only having 5 HP left. The mice could potentially just go to hug in, not even waste a shot on him. And that would kill him, but they do shoot him. And then just drive on to go after Zaitu and Komi. Tommy now moving through. Oof, external has been taken out. That's the second gun gone. Mice versus E100 happening here. There's the Ice 4 battle. Rob not looking too healthy. Tank Killer not looking too healthy either. And Rob is looking to shoot Tommy. Tommy shooting at the mice. Or the mice. There goes Tommy, there goes Gold. And now we only have the E100s left. And in this case, I think we can safely say, with one of them dying, that with only Snow Fox dying, the E100 has not been as effective as the mouse here. That's also to do with the way that they moved in. Pincer was pretty called out in the open here. And Pramo had all the advantages. And as they hit 1k, they kill him off and that wins them the match. And that is the third game in a row that Pramo has won. They're definitely taking it back. A 10k difference in damage done. Less than 3 minutes this battle. It was over quickly. So the score is now 3-2 and we are getting ready for the second match on Dynasty Sprawl. And we see now that Pramo is taking 3 IS-4s, a Sheridan, 2 mice and an E100. And they're going to go up against 2 E100s, a mouse, a Sheridan and 3 IS-4s. This is literally the exact same lineup on both sides. No, actually no, sorry. Pincer is taking 2 E100s and only 1 mouse, and with Pramo it's the reverse, but it is pretty much the same thing. Just over a minute left to go before we go into the match. And we just have to wait and see. I think one of the things that amazed me earlier today on, I think it was Asia's server with the 4 mice and the 3 mice on either side, is just the way that people, if they lose, they can either change their lineups completely or they don't change it at all. And I was surprised when 4 mice turned out to be the biggest weakness that RN had. They took it again the next match. And now we do see Pincer running 2 E100s again. But it is hard to judge, to be fair. And that's also to do with the way that Pincer was called out this time. This was not losing because of the tanks, to be fair. This was losing because they were called out in the open, and Pramo just pushed right into that and brutally ravaged them. And here we go into the 5th match of this best of 9. And let's see. And here we go. And we see Pramo now focusing primarily on the A side, but we have a mouse in E100 and IS-4 heading towards base C. External going towards the middle. Potentially wanting to spot everyone. We see a missile flying, but it does no damage. Rob taking a hit there before he gets into a bit more cover. Even Steven again potentially going to take base B, which he does. Rob taking damage. We see the mice being shot at by the missiles, but the missile hitting the ground instead. And even Steven will take base B again. And it looks like Ghost Ranger is going to take base A again. C again. And we see that Pincer is rotating back around. They kind of do need to protect their bases. And with Tommy there, we do see response, and Ghost Ranger has not moved in just yet. Tommy taking it as he crosses over. Ghost Ranger deciding, yeah, let's not. They already have a base. They have 2 tanks worth of advantage in points here. So Pramo does not need to take the risk. And they are holding in a line. And now they seem to be pushing on one side. going after external and after Tommy. External running away. We have the E100s at the back there. Tommy. Oof. Ghost Ranger taking it, but external taking a massive hit here. And basically all of Premo is pushing in. Cora is still residing in the city though. Ghost Ranger taking a big hit here as well. And basically we're entering a brawl stage relatively early in the game. Tommy is still alive, but basically HP being bled all around. People getting in each other's ways. Tanner shooting Zaitu. Zaitu almost gone. Cora moving in, but not able to move because of Tanner. Cora not shooting Zaitu. Zaitu is still alive. Now he's taken out. External has been taken out. Tommy is still alive, if barely. But there he goes. Rob is still alive, he hit 2. Don't ask how. He has exactly 10 HP left. And he might just survive this battle. There goes Commie. And now there's only Conky and Doomy left. Conky getting shot at. Shadow Fox. Snow Fox has been taken out. Cora ramming Doomy. Doomy trying to protect or get... No, Doomy is trying to get Rob. Conky being taken out by an IS-4. Rob even peeking out cheekily to see if he can get a shot in. Because Doomy is not paying attention to him at all. And let's see if he gets it. He does not get the kill, but he did see him shoot. And Primo has this match as well. What a line of corpses that was there. Amazing. And this, again, Primo is just on a roll now. It started off so well for Pincer. And now, Primo has a potential match point. Because if they win the next match, then they are the grand champions. And we are moving on to Naval Frontier. Naval Frontier looks like this. Yeah, 3 bases. Base B in the middle, base C on the considered the med side, base A considered the heavy side. I tend to see it exactly the other way around. It is a fun map. There's a lot of lines of fire and crossfire lines possible. And that makes it one of the more interesting maps because it is overall less predictable. So I'm very curious to see what they're going to do here. And we see a VK being taken by Chipotle. This is not a tank that we've seen. Maybe somewhere in the Ascents, but not after, I think. And we have Prado now readied up in 4 IS-4s, a VK, an E100 and a 268. Unless Tantan now takes something different. No, he stays with the IS-4. And we see Pincer taking 2 E100s, 4 IS-4s and 1 Sheridan. They have the mobility, even though Pramo has a 268 that is not meant to go basically be a med. So let's see, half a minute left to go before we go into the 7th match of this best of 9. And like I said, this is a potential match point for Pramo. If they win this next match, they are the grand champion. And Pincer will have to win 3 in a row to get there. And that is not an easy feat. So let's see. Countdown clock has begun. We are moving into the game. And let's see if Pramo can take it home already. And this must be... I can only imagine the stress in the voice channels at this point. You know what's at stake here. Because even if you're getting 2nd place, and that's still a very good place to be at, and still means you're 2nd best on the whole server, it does not feel nice. So let's see, we have Pramo moving towards base B, potentially a little bit towards C, and Pincer going to B and A. No, maybe yes, no, the IS-4s are going towards A. External looking, even Steven moving in, some lines of fire happening, but Doomy is there as well. And even Steven is not going into the base just yet. Tank Killer and Ghost are facing off against each other. Conky is not spotted at this stage. And we have Tanner going towards base C. And let's see. Doomy holding, even Steven holding. Cora at the back. Base C is being kept. Premo taking the advantage early. And all of Pinsir is surrounded is basically on the other side of the map. Especially with external crossing over. We have Saitu holding. Premo holding base C. Doomy in a position where he can't really get out of. Tank Killer now moving into base A. But by the time he caps it, Premo will have like a 2 tank advantage. And that is a big advantage to have to work away, especially with the pressure being what it is. Chipotle taking a hit there. And now they will know where Doomy is. Tanner taking a shot, but not hitting anything. And basically, again, Pinsir will have to make the move. We see external going towards the back, heading towards Tantan. Tantan holding. And external not risking it, unless he potentially fires a missile now. Tantan still holding. And basically this is sort of like a Mexican standoff. Neither of them is firing, even though one of them has missiles. Tommy crossing over at the back. Premo is content to hold. Tommy not getting hit there, despite the lines of fire going there. Let's see. We are already at 540 points for Premo. Nearly 3 minutes into it. And even Steven is moving into base B. And that is a very cheeky thing to do. If he manages to get this, then it will be near. It will be incredibly hard for Premo, for Pinsir to take this home. And he actually manages to get away with it. He does not even get shot at. Ghost Ranger takes a hit. Even Steven is not even spotted here. Now he is. But with Doomy having left that position. And Komi losing some HP here. But now Premo definitely has a very big advantage. And it will be very tough for Pinsir to take this back. We have Premo even pushing on this side. Going after Tommy. And external is running off. Because Pinsir is now moving in. They need to get the bases. They are taking base B. We see some IS-4 bullying here. But we are going to go into base B to see what happens. Even Steven resetting the base. Big hit into even Steven there. Tank Killer moving in. And they need that base. They need it hard because it's already... Tommy has been taken out. External is not looking all that healthy. Doomy is getting decapped. And we are 930 points. External 980 points now. This is definitely going into Premo's favor. 990 points. Just a few more seconds. And here we go. Premo is the grand champion of the NA server. With a pretty chaotic game to end it with, to be sure. But still, they took it home. Most of the tanks survived. Pinsir pushing too late and not pushing effectively enough. And they took it home, Premo. Massive congratulations to Premo for taking it home, for being the grand champion of the NA server for this spring season. Massive congratulations to Pinsir as well, because like I said, place 2 is still a very good place to have. And we have Rain in 3rd place, Hayden in 4th place. You've all done phenomenal. So don't forget that. So that was, again, 4.5 minutes. Relatively long game, but it built very slow. That is it. That is the end of spring season. Literally the end. There is no more matches in the professionals tournament. In the Ascent, that is all over. And we have all our champions We have ID for the ACES server, we have Mercy for the RU server, Legion for the EU server, and Premo for the NA server. And again, like I said, when I started the stream, I was talking about how this is like the old champions winning, and it is exactly the same here. ID won before, Mercy won before, Legion won before, and Premo won before, and they all won again now. And yes, of course, they're competitive clans, but what are the odds of that happening in exactly the same season? It's amazing. Very well played by both teams, very well played by all teams, to be fair. Massive thank you for everyone that has been watching me throughout the season. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all the support. Thank you to my amazing moderator team that has been with me every single stream and has helped me keep the chat clean and has made it so that I do not need to worry about that at all at any time. Thank you all for watching. Thank all the teams for their lovely gameplay. It's been absolutely amazing. I'm utterly exhausted. I'm really glad it's over and that I can have weekends and all of that again. But it's been amazing and it's been so much fun. So again, massive congratulations to Premo for winning this. And thank you all for watching. And I will see you, well, probably later on this year for Twister season. And otherwise, I will see you before with normal videos and normal streams and all of that. What a way to end this weekend, to end this season. Very well done. Have a good night, everyone. Stay at home, stay safe, stay healthy. And I will catch you on the next one. Bye bye.